Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome back to another Collectible Past, this time under new management, and we are now United Underground. I'm just going to say the Rogue thing kind of went the way of the dinosaur, and it's out the door, and bye-bye. So anyway, what's going on? Decepticons Cave of Toys and Villains. I actually got one that you may be interested this time. It's not Autobots this time. Brightest Day, what's going on? Brightest Day, Red Gaze. If you all didn't catch it earlier, Red had his very first rebranded show, The Probe.
I gotta go back and watch it. Red, if you're still there, I'm sorry, brother. I was shooting something, and didn't you look at the clock? I forgot entirely. Damn
it. Did you say you were shooting something?
I was shooting a figure, not a person.
Lasso of Truth, how you doing? Thank you for sharing that out earlier. Brutal Morning World, what up? How you doing, man? Make sure to share those links. Make sure people find out, because YouTube likes to suppress me. I've got the proof that they're suppressing me this time, but that's a story for a different show. What's going on, Wookie? No more Rogue Entertainment. Nope, got rid of it. It's out. It's gone. You know, it's now United Underground, because we're better now. We're a British Subway. What's going on, King of Squibs? And Shadowhawk Backs, what's going on? Yeah, I managed to pop right in at the end. Yeah, I know. I was paying attention, and it's actually surprising. I might talk about that a little bit later, but I got an interesting one this time, Vinny. I got a really interesting one. It's something that I actually wanted for a while, and when I first seen that it was up, there was no way I could pick this thing up. I'm not 100% sure if it started in the Kingdom line or if it was the tail end of Earthrise, but I seen this damn thing and I wanted it so bad, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I think it was an exclusive, but I got lucky. I managed to go on eBay and I found an excellent price for one.
Okay, well, an exclusive to what? To a certain store?
I forget. I don't remember if it was Hasbro Direct, if it was an exclusive to a store, but it was some kind of exclusive, either through Hasbro, like HasLabs or something like that, or through a certain store. I forget exactly what it was, because there's a few of them. You know how it works.
Yeah, absolutely.
They hit the shelves and they're gone the minute they hit the shelves.
Oh yeah. That's how I missed the Soundwave. That actually, the one that's in line with like Earthrise and all that shit, because it was an exclusive over on Walmart. I didn't know about it at all.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes those exclusives are really cool. Sometimes they're a pain in the ass. I remember when they had it was still part of the Siege. No, it was going in Earthrise, I think. They had a Walgreens exclusive for Ratchet. I seen this damn thing. I didn't realize it was an exclusive to Walgreens, and I looked at it. And my wife says, "You're going to buy it?" I said, "No, they got a bunch of them here. I'm pretty sure I can find them anywhere. I mean, I don't think that's going to be just a regular character." Sure enough, it was an exclusive to Walgreens, and I missed out on getting it. And they had a whole shelf full of them. Next time I went in, all gone.
That was the weirdest thing, because I remember walking into a Walgreens. I'm like, I barely even knew that they had toys in there. I went, "Oh shit, that looks pretty cool." I saw the sticker on it. I'm like, "Oh, what the hell? I'll grab it." I did, and I never saw it again in the stores.
Well, so, I knew about the Walgreens exclusives when they actually did the Power of Titans Return. When they did Titans Return, they had released. Do you remember the clone figures they used to have? It was 2 Autobots and then 2 Decepticons. One was a Jaguar and a Falcon, and the other one was the Autobots were a race car and like some kind of futuristic jet. They were just called the clones.
No, I don't remember that.
Well, that was from the original G1 line. I forget which series that was. I think that was like 3rd series, maybe even 4th. Well, they had a Walgreens exclusive for 2 of them for the Decepticons. Okay. And I seen that, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. Or was it 1 Decepticon, 1 Autobot? Now I'm forgetting what it was.
It might have been 1-on-1.
Yeah, it might have been 1-on-1, or it might have been the 2 Decepticons. Either way, I picked it up. And I was like, damn, that set looks good. And I went looking for the other 2 and couldn't find them anywhere. It turns out that one was sold as an exclusive set in Target or something, but it was like a big battle set. And then the other one was sold separately all by itself, which I missed out on because they just didn't carry it anymore because it was earlier on in the series.
Right.
So I hate when that happens.
Oh, dude, that drives me crazy.
But all right, I'm going to get started. I'm going to run these everybody's going to have to bear with us because this is actually in 4 clips because unfortunately StreamYards will not allow me to run this as one big long clip. So I'm going to run them in clips and then we're going to talk about what we've seen before I go on to the next clip.
All right.
So here we go.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Greetings, humans. Cliffjumper here. Today we have another Transformers toy to show off. Which one do we have today? This one is a good one. We have one based on Transformers the movie, from the Kingdom line, the Pit of Judgment. I hope you enjoy this one.
First, we'll take a look at it in the box and then out of the box and look at the giant booklet it came for all the transformations.
Has the Imperial Magistrate reached a verdict? I have.
And with everything off of it, all the tie downs and everything, we can get a good look of what the Pit of Judgment looks like. It's a pretty cool little diorama set that they've actually included with this one. I really do love everything that they put together for this exclusive set. Now, as we take a look at some of the figures, we're going to take a look at Crannics. It looks like his arms should move. I mean, it actually does look like it has a joint, but there are actually no joints on this figure. It is just pretty much a little standee that doesn't do a damn thing. It's a little bit disappointing, but it is just a filler character.
Spare me this mockery of justice.
And now we are going to look at the Agitator. The Agitator guy, once again, doesn't have much movement, no arm movement. He's got a little base with the thing and his head turns, and that is about it.
Has the Imperial Magistrate reached a verdict? I have. Innocent. Feed him to the Sharkticons.
The Sharkticon that it came on. This one is fairly posable. His mouth moves a little bit so you can kind of get his jaws open and semi-closed. His arms move a little bit, and his legs, well, his legs have decent posability for such a tiny figure. Now, of course, since it's part of the transformation, they don't move so far. The one thing I can't stand is how they have the tail placed. The tail is just sitting in the hand, and unless you're looking at it from the side, it looks a little ridiculous. I mean, they should have had a port in the back so this looked more like the Sharkticons actually in the 1986 movie.
So far, that's the first part of it. I mean, just unpacking that thing, the box is humongous. It actually dwarfed the Grimlock figure by a whole lot, and I was actually shocked how big this thing was.
Yeah, I've never seen that. That's something else, man. Wow. Shit. How'd you even find that?
I got lucky. Like I said, I got lucky. I was looking on eBay for it, and everywhere that I was looking, it was sitting at a minimum of $150 and up to $200 some odd dollars for this thing.
Oh, wow.
So I managed to find one guy that had an auction going on, and I guess he didn't have that many people that bought off him. He had decent rating and everything, but he just didn't have that many buyers. You know, people get a little skittish about stuff like that. So
yeah,
I went for it anyway. I managed to outbid everybody, and I still got it for a lot less than $150. So I can't complain.
Dude, that's amazing. No, that's a beautiful looking piece. Holy crap.
Well, I really like the little diorama thing that they had in the back, too, that came with the damn thing in the box set. Sure. I mean, granted, it's just cardboard, but it's sturdy enough cardboard where it's not going to fall apart if you want to set it up on that. So
yeah, it's a lot better than what they were doing, like with the 86 line, because it just had like that one little kind of like that front kind of piece of cardboard, and then some kind of the one that was inside the packaging, and it's like, who's really going to display them like that?
Yeah, the packaging, that the box art in the back that they had for the like a background packaging, they weren't very good. And especially if you want to try to line a bunch of them up on a shelf with all that.
Oh yeah, all the studio versions were like that. It wasn't just 86. It was like the Bumblebee shit too, the movie. But yeah, no, but this looked great. That that looks pretty damn sweet.
Yeah, wait till I get into the rest of it. Some of the other stuff I was really surprised. I mean, there was a few small disappointments in this one,
right?
But overall, yeah, I give my overall at the end because, well, I'll explain why. So, I'll get into the second one, and we'll talk about what we've seen in the second half of it.
Okay.
And the next one that we are going to look at is the one listed as the Bailiff, otherwise known as an Alicon. This one has got a good range of motion in the legs and the knees. It's got a little bit of a rocker down there at the foot. It's also got decent movement in the arms, but the arms don't move out very much to the side because of the transformation aspects of this figure does not allow it to move that far. There is a little bit of a turn at the hand and of course at the elbow, and he has decent movement in the head. He looks up a decent amount and he turns side to side and he looks down. This one is a very nice figure. It's probably one of the better ones out of the bunch besides, of course, the Quintesson figure. Of course, the Quintesson is actually the largest one actually in this set. He's got the little base that actually has just got a little spring load pop off that comes right off the back. And then, of course, he's got his little arms that actually move up a bit, and that actually comes in later as part of the transformation. This is a very decent looking figure, and I'm actually surprised all the detail they were able to put into this thing. And one of the things I really like is this little button on the back. If you spin this button sideways, it turns the head just like you've seen in the 1986 movie, and of course later on in the Sunbow cartoons, as well as the Netflix version as well. This was just an incredible little touch that they added. Now, some of the mouths on some of the Quintessons open and close just a little bit, but I think it's only 3 of them, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there's 1, there's 2. This one does not move at all. Lifts up because it's part of the transformation. And I kept thinking maybe the little tab in the bottom had something to do with it. No, that just has something to do with the transformation for lifting them up. And as we can see, the next one has no mouth movement, but this one does. Overall, though, the amount of detail that they put into this thing with the faces, and even with some of the mouths being able to move, I thought was actually amazing. And of course, if you open it up, inside is actually storage for a little blaster. And there's actually a port on the side of his tentacles where you can sit there and you could put this blaster in, just like we've seen in a few scenes. I believe it was from the Sunbow, because I don't remember him ever holding a blaster in the original movie. Only from the Sunbow cartoon did I remember him holding a blaster. So there's that as well. Nice little touch, I thought.
For creating the Cybertronian race these days.
Dude, that was really cool.
No, I really like the aspect too where they have weapon storage or extra part storage like that too. Where it's built into the figure. That's is really cool.
Yeah, those Quintessons, they were always like assholes whenever I saw them, but I'm like, they look cool though. I've never seen them when I was a kid, but yeah, that's awesome that they at least made it for this place.
Yeah, and that was one of the figures a lot of us that grew up watching the early Transformers, and especially the movie and into the final season of the cartoon with Sunbow. Mm-hmm. We always wondered, well, how come they never really created a Quintesson figure? And I know that there was a few side companies that made them, but they never really made like a public version, so to speak.
Yeah, like a legit licensed one.
Mm-hmm. Nerium, what's going on, Nerium?
Hey, Nerium.
And number 1, hello there. Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, but when I seen this one, I couldn't let this one pass up. There was a lot of other ones that I kind of like let go, and I was like, yeah, I'm not spending that much. Like one of them was the Jetfire one. Mm-hmm. It was just so much damn money. I just didn't want to spend that much money. I mean, actually, at the time he came out, I didn't even have that much money to spend anyway. So
yeah, was it aftermarket price or was it just the original retail?
No, that was the original retail. I mean, it was like, God, what was it, like $70 almost? No, or 60? No, like 60. It's in between 60 and 70. Yeah, because he's considered a commander class, so he's like a lot larger.
Yeah.
Because even in the store, I seen a Titan class figure in a store, and it was $175 on the shelf. I was like, woof.
Yeah, I think I seen one too. What do you call it? Scorpionox.
Mm-hmm.
I seen him. I think it was from the Netflix show. Yeah, he was huge.
He
That box
looked
was
good. He looked good,
yeah.
but
I can't pull a trigger on anything like that. I have no room, and like you said, that's way too expensive.
yeah, I mean, and it is a shame too because I mean, if you're one of those people who have that kind of money, you can grab a couple of those damn things and just put one aside somewhere and sell it later down the road. Probably at least double your money in a few years.
Yeah, see, I kick myself in the ass because remember when Toys R Us were they were going out of business, they had the Black Series TIE Fighter that was for a 6-inch figure, so that thing was massive. And like every week I went in, like the price was lower and lower. I'm like, all right, I'll pull the trigger next time I go in there. Never saw it again. Like the last time I could have gotten it for like a pretty decent price, and I missed out on it. But it was the space thing too. I'm like, where the hell would I put this? I'm like, no, I can't.
Well, I remember this is years ago. This was probably would have been like in between 2009 to 2000, maybe 11 at the latest. They were doing a lot of G1. You know, they started in 2009. They continued for a while, and they did one where they remolded Grimlock, but instead of making him traditional size, they made this giant, almost 2 foot tall Grimlock. It was like 1.5 to almost 2 feet tall.
Wow.
He was a huge figure, and this damn thing was going for over $75 in the store at the time, which, you know, even back then, that was still quite a bit for a freaking figure of that, even of that size.
Yeah.
But it came with all the bells and whistles. It came with like some stuff that you seen in Sunbow cartoon, like there was a waiter's tray or something like that. He also had a crown, like, you know, me Grimlock King, you know.
Yeah.
So they had all that stuff, but it looked just like the original G1 toy. What a lot more articulation. So this thing looked amazing, and I wanted to get it so bad. And the wife's like, "No, you can't have it. You can't." I was like, "But," and like, "No," and I'm growling, and I'm like, "Okay, whatever." Not even 2 years later, that same figure had jumped in price from $75 to over $200 a figure.
Yeah, that's how it goes, man.
Because I was looking at it, I said, I want to get one for me, and I want to get a couple extra just to put in storage for when they go up price. The last time I looked at that damn thing, it was going for well over 300. Like, I even think I seen it up to like 5 or 6 one time. I was like, shit.
And what line was that even attached to?
I believe that was just attached to, I don't even think it was Generations at the time. I think it was part of like the anniversary series that they were doing.
Okay. Wow. Dude, that's crazy, man. Some of the shit that they come up with. They just decide to release out of nowhere. And they never advertise it. You never see like any of that stuff anywhere. Unless like, you are following specific toy guys who just know that shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially now, like everything's on the internet. You got these certain companies like Big Bad Toy Store and some of the other ones. They're always promoting that kind of stuff. So unless you're following them, you're not even going to know that it's happening. Or if you're following certain YouTubers that are in the know, like Rodimus Primal is like really big in Transformers, and he's always talking about what's coming out next because he's got all the connections to be able to know what's coming out next.
Okay.
I just go to different sites and I see what's coming up because a lot of times I kind of post like a little bit of a spoiler. Oh, well, this is what's coming up in the next series. So
yeah,
I pay attention. I start looking for them.
Yeah, I follow like 2 or 3 different toy guys, and only one of them kind of is into Transformer stuff. Another guy likes them, but he doesn't want to transform them. He just likes the robot mode. So I'm like, that's weird.
No, when I get these things, I got to put hands all over them.
Oh, of course, man. You get a transform that bitch.
Well, that was the same reason why I wouldn't buy the Red series. I mean, don't get me wrong, that the Red series that they had,
yep,
they looked amazing to look like the cartoons, but they didn't transform. It's not a Transformer then.
I picked up one of them maybe a month and a half ago, and I ended up returning it. I picked up a Starscream. I kind of liked how it looked. I said, let me see the articulation on it. I thought the articulation was awful, and the plastic felt so cheap. It's solid, but it felt like rubbery and almost kind of loose. Like it held its joints, but it felt cheap. I don't know how to describe it any other way. It was weird. It wasn't like the plastic that they use on the regular Transformers or their G.I. Joes or anything like that. It was totally different. like a soft kind of plastic. I don't know. It was bizarre. And like if you hold it and just shake it, like the whole body's moving. I'm like, nah, this is garbage.
That's crazy. Oh, RR, what's going on? RR, even the Guinea Pig Collective has to obey the queen. There's no such thing as a queen in this house. I don't go by those standards. Ashley Lynn, what's going on? I hope you are well.
How you doing? But yeah, I don't know. The red series isn't. Yeah, like I said, I brought it back. I'm like, I don't need this shit.
Well, they had another series out too, where they're basically just like the cartoon era looking ones, but these are almost like statues that kind of like have interconnected bases.
Okay.
I've seen those too, but it's once again like if I want a statue, I want to go get a quality statue. Not
Which I understand, like there is like a market for it because like there are people that they kind of like the smaller scale, and like you said, if the bases are all kind of they connect, I get it, but yeah, you got to be a very specific kind of collector to look for that.
No, I know that there's people out there. They go for like the crazy collection stuff, and I seen this one guy. He had these giant, like I forget what they're made of. They're it's a harder material, but these are like gigantic, like 4 or 5 foot tall statues.
Yeah, and, I saw one that was maybe he was like 2.5 feet of Megatron. I saw it in one of the stores. I believe it was Universal Studios. Holy shit, the level of detail on this thing, my jaw hit the floor. Everything, it looked like the damn thing was like stainless steel or something. Like the way they did the paint job was so intricate. His eyes lit up. He had other light up features throughout it. I was truly blown away. Like why didn't they just like use that model for the movies? Like
that sounds like the same type of one I seen, but the one I seen it was a Devastator, and I just remember that the pieces on it were huge. Like the guy was saying, he said the base alone, I think he said he weighed like close to 80 pounds or something. It was some ridiculous weight.
Shit.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And he literally, one piece at a time, picking it up, putting it into place.
Oh my god, dude, that's insane. Yeah, I still need to do my review on my Devastator. I haven't
What's going on, Frankie?
Hey, Frankie, what's up? But
cooking dinner.
That's crazy. Yeah, when you're done showing your stuff, I'll show you what came and what I was shooting, but I didn't have time to edit it. So
I know. Oh my god! If it wasn't for the fact that I had stayed up because we have a friend who was going into labor, and I knew I was going to have to dog sit at some point.
Mm-hmm.
The wife had to get up early. Then I knew she was pregnant, and we were going to have to dog sit. And so, like something like 6:45 or so, I got the text message. Yeah, he's going to be bringing the dog over. I was like, oh boy, good thing I didn't go to sleep.
Shit, man. Dude, that's crazy. Well, I hope everything went well for your neighbors though.
As far as I know, it did. I haven't heard nothing back yet. I'm sure my wife will tell me afterwards. So, all right, we're going to get into part 3. Part 3. I still can't believe I had to break this into 4 parts. Holy cow!
And now we get to these guys in their transform modes. Now, in his robot mode, the Sharkticon does not look bad. However, he's got that weird bent knee thing going on. I mean, this was a very simple one to transform, so there isn't a whole lot of articulation to him. However, his knees are a little bit sloppy. Now, in his arm movement, he's got some decent movement in his arms. Once again, it's limited because of his transformations, but it does move a bit. However, there really isn't much movement in way of the forearm because, well, it's kind of just like the knees in a bent position. He does have a little bit of turn side to side with the head, and pretty much that is it for this figure. Now, one side note to the Alicon before we transform him is his axe actually breaks into 2 parts to put it into his hand. And now for the Bailiff or the Alicon. He looks decent in his Alicon mode. His mouth opens up, and he still has some decent movement. His little arms don't move much, but his legs move a bit, and he does still have a little bit of a rocker back and forth on him. And actually, what I didn't mention and is in the back of his tail, there's actually another weapon that comes out that you could put into his hand. And of course, we have the Quintesson transformed. He transforms into a little prison area, so to speak. And this one is kind of decent. It's kind of weird to see him transform in a prison, but I like the little prison thing that they have there, where it actually has an opening cage that you can actually put the Crannics figure into it. I actually appreciated that. The only thing I didn't like is this top. This top did not port in anywhere. It just kind of sits there sloppily, and I do not like that. It's the one thing that turns me off about this figure.
Wow, that was interesting, man. I didn't know what. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect with the transformation with that, but to do like a little prison thing, that was interesting.
No, it was definitely something different. It was something I wasn't expecting, but I like when they actually have the cage piece and the cage actually opened, because I thought for sure it was just going to be a little cage and it sits there, you can't do nothing with it. But no, it actually opened, it folds open so you could put the figure inside of it. Like, yeah, that was a nice little touch that they added. Like I said, the only thing I didn't like was that top piece. There was nowhere to port it in, and it just kind of sat there sloppily. That's the one thing I didn't like about that figure at all. Yeah. I mean, now the two other ones, the two smaller ones, like the Agitator and the Crannics figure, they're so tiny anyway. They're kind of like almost like throw-ins to the set,
right?
So you don't expect them to do much. And the Decon was a little bit smaller, so how much can you really do with that figure as far as posability? Because how small it is, and the transformations are going to take up a lot of that posability options.
Mm-hmm. You could probably grab what's his face, the one that came with Grimlock, the little orange guy.
Oh, Wheelie, yeah, he was another one.
You could probably fit in that set.
No, he actually can't. I'm actually going to touch on that in the last clip.
Oh, okay.
Statues are cool. I have some nice looking Optimus Prime ones. See, I don't mind statues, but I'm not a huge fan when it comes to Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
I said, because I expect my Transformers to transform,
right? but like I said, when they go over the top like that and they try to make them to look as realistic as they could, and they got like ladder features and shit, that's pretty awesome. Like if I had the money and the space, I'd probably do like a killer like museum kind of setup.
I've been asked that a couple times. I've been asked that a couple times, Vinnie. Like, you're going to take all your Transformers and put them in a museum? I said, well, that's kind of like what my new room's going to be. And what's going on, Greg? Just seen you over at Reds. Thank you for coming.
Nice,
welcome.
Yeah. Hello.
But yeah, oh man, I can't wait to get the new room made and set all these things up in there. It's going to be a sight.
Dude. Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
I just don't know if I'm going to have room for anything else because I have so many Transformers from so many different theories.
I know. I just still eyeing that one that I told you about.
There's a couple more that I'm like eyeballing, and I'm like, oh, do I really want to spend more money? You had me at Transformers. Awesome. I still have one more clip. You missed the first 3 parts if you weren't here in time, but I have one more clip showing them all together. And what's going on? Small Time Republic, welcome.
What's up? Welcome.
I'm excited to see this rare Transformer set. Yeah, you know what? It's one of those sets I was looking for a long time. I knew about it and couldn't find it. Vinnie didn't even know about this one, which I was kind of surprised. I thought you would have known about this one.
Yeah. Well, again, if it's super exclusive like that, and it's whatever site or whoever was selling it, like I usually miss out on that kind of stuff. If I happen to be like in a Walmart or a Target and I could see like a sticker or some shit, but yeah, most times they do a bad job at advertising them. Like you said, it's usually Big Bad Toy Store or something like that. That if anything, that you might be aware of it through there.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, it was kind of like that Decepticon trio, the Rainmaker.
Yeah, the Target one.
Yeah, I seen it one time in Target.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a couple on the shelf, and I was looking. I was like, "Oh, I still want to buy it," but I didn't have the money at the time. And I was trying to scrape up money to get it the next week, and they were all gone. And I was cursing in the middle of the aisle, and some mothers walking by, look at me like, "Look at this freak out, lady! You better keep walking." But Okay, I'm going to play this last part, and I've got a few more that I'm going to throw into the other. There's actually one of them that I haven't even done a review on, but because of this set, I felt it was pertinent that I actually show it off with the set. So here we go.
Now, I do have another Shark Decon from the Kingdom series. This one, of course, is much larger than the one that came with this set, and of course, I have Grimlock.
Me Grimlock no bozo, me king!
These two are a lot bigger than the rest of them. Now, Grimlock is in scale with the Shark Decon separately, but of course, other than the Quintesson and the Alicon, he is way out of size for the other ones, especially the Agitator, the Shark Decon, and Crannics. I mean, even Wheelie is huge compared to Crannics, and Crannics was roughly about the same size as Cup and Hot Rod in the movie. Now, while I haven't done a review on this other Shark Decon yet, I did want to get him in comparison to this one. I think the other one by himself, the separate purchase one, looks a lot better than the one that came with this set. Even then, this set is incredible. Well done, Hasbro. This one is 10 out of 10 for me.
Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in disguise.
That was a great review, man. And it also makes me want to see the movie again.
I know, right? I had to pull those clips up. I was like, there's no way I can't do this one without putting some of those clips in there. But yeah, that set, oh man, even with the few problems that are in there, with the, like the Crannics figure not really being able to move, and the Agitator only having head movement and like the removable base, and then of course that top that sits on top of the Quintesson when he transforms into the prison, and the Shark Decon tail. You know what? Those are minor problems considering how massive, number one, this set is, and then everything that they threw into it and all the detail, even in the little figures that they put in there, even though they didn't move, all the detail they put in there to make it look and feel just like you were looking at something from that 86 Transformers movie.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. Again, it's I like the thought that they put into some of that stuff, and like you said, it's a limited thing. Like, you know, good luck finding it. But yeah, I'm sure like people like you, anyone who has it, they're pretty damn happy they do have it. Because
I tell you what, it ain't going nowhere.
Oh, yeah. You hold on to that shit. That's sweet, man.
Or nothing gets between a guinea pig and his Transformers. That's right. If we gotta like maybe knock a few people over in the toy aisle to get to something first, we will. Who are the small figures? The small figures were Crannics, the Agitator, and the Shark Decon. The Shark Decon was a little bit scaled down as opposed to the one that they sell separately from the Kingdom line. They still look good. Don't get me wrong; they look great, but yeah, they're tiny in comparison to the other figures. And that was one thing that Transformers, you know, under Hasbro has been doing really good with the Siege line, is they've been keeping most of these figures within scale.
Yeah, that's a good thing, man. You got them, because those Siege ones, like I said, they're in Earthrise King. They're all great figures, and it's like finally they're doing it right, you know. Because the details there, the transformations are there. They're getting more accurate to what they're actually supposed to look like. So yeah, I give them much respect for that. Because, you know, we've seen other lines in the past that they were like, yeah, for what they were kind of cool, but they weren't as accurate as they should have been. You know, so
now,
it's cool.
One thing I will say I was kind of surprised about, though, Vinny. In the movie, there was actually two guards. There was the one guy that I said he's got like the Alicon shape. Yeah. Because, I mean, obviously, there's not much difference between that and the little clip that I showed where they're jumping on Hot Rod and Cup. But there was another one that had these, like, big scythe-looking hands. They didn't make him, which I was actually kind of surprised about.
Yeah, he had, like, about the same kind of screen time as the other ones, right? In this
Yeah. Yeah, the one they're calling the Bailiff, he was the other one on the other side, and he's the one that actually pulls the trap door where Crannics drops down. And I was actually kind of shocked that they didn't create him, because they did create an actual Alicon figure separately, and I do have that one in one of my boxes stuffed in the back, which, you know, I still got tons of those things to actually go through and review, and they're going to be coming up as I get through all these different weeks that we have here on Collectible Past. Eventually, of course, everything that you're going to see here on Collectible Past, it's going to be up on Collectible Past for a while before it ever comes to my channel as a regular video, because I'm trying to make these more exclusive to our shows. I want you to stop by these shows and see these things first.
Nice.
I don't want to just like, hey, I'm just going to throw it up on my channel and throw it on Collectible Past, because then I'm doing the same thing HBO does when they put their movies out.
Damn that HBO.
Yeah, they do an incredible job, and scale is important.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I actually I should start. You want me to show it now or share it? I actually got another third-party figure. This guy's been in the mail since November. Yeah, I was like, am I gonna get this thing? I messaged them the other day, and they sent me another update. I'm like, okay, it looks like it's finally in the States, but yeah, I could share screen real quick. I missed Red's stream because I was shooting this damn thing, and I didn't even get a chance to start to put it together. But we have some great photos of this, so I'll show you.
Luckily, I was all prepared for tonight's stream right before I showed this, because like I said, I was up all night, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to do the whole thing all night long, since I got to wait around. I think I finally got done filming this thing and putting it all together and uploading it somewhere around like 5 in the morning.
Holy shit. Yeah, I've been working nonstop. So like when this thing came, I'm like, all right, let me just kind of I'll do something quick. And it's like an hour and a half later, I'm like, fuck, I missed the stream, got to do another one. But yeah, this is a third party. The company's called Thunder Toys, and they call him the Variant Spider. But yeah, and I used a shot with him and a custom build Wolverine. So like everything on that figure, they're all separate pieces: the hands, the body, the feet, the clothes, the head. Yeah, so, I'll tell you one thing: the Spider-Man is fun as hell to pose. I was surprised at the posability on this guy, the articulation that they did. These are 1/6 scale, but yeah, it's. Finally, I couldn't get my hands on a Hot Toy version, and it's been so many years, you know, since they actually did it for that second movie. So I went, hell yeah, man! I'm gonna pull a trigger on this. You know, it's a lot cheaper than a Hot Toys as well. So I said, yeah, fuck it, I'll get it.
Well, I like the look of that one too, because it's got like that actual cloth look, instead of some of the other ones that got like the rubber type outfits. It makes it look a little bit more natural. And
that's why this thing's so fun to play with, you know, and get him into those poses and shoot, because it is all that cloth material, but everything's got like a beautiful texture on it. They did a nice print. You could see it all the kind of the detail that they put in there, and then all the webbing. It's like some kind of rubbery material, but again, it has a lot of give, so it doesn't get in the way. Over time, I have no idea. I don't think it'll crack because it feels damn sturdy, but yeah, I was blown away by this thing. So yeah, getting in some really great poses. Yeah, this guy is a ton of fun. So yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy the review once I do get it up. I should have it up this weekend. But yeah, tomorrow I'm having a stream, so if it's not tomorrow night, maybe I'll put it up on Saturday. But,
you know,
yeah.
I like the silver in the eyes too, as opposed to the white. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if you're looking at comic accurate, it's the white, but the silver looks better on the costume like that, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And yeah, with just like the regular lighting in the room and stuff too, the way that it hits it really lights up. So it practically looks white. You know, I'm looking at it right now, and you know, it's gorgeous, man. The way they did this, and again, third party. So bless them. I don't know how they keep getting away with this shit, but I rather support the third parties than the actual companies at this point.
They're getting away with it because nobody's noticed them yet, probably.
I don't know, because there's a couple, like they got like some pretty major sites that they're that they're releasing these things in. So I don't know if it's just a special deal they got or what, but
well,
yeah,
you know what?
Quality's there.
Well, if they're basing them more on, like, say, the movies from Sony,
Mhm.
Disney can't really do anything about that, can they? Or
I don't know.
can they? Because I know Disney still held, like, the comic book rights, and I thought that they held the merchandise rights. But if it's based on a movie from Sony, isn't that's kind of like a gray area, I would think.
Possibly, but it's still Spider-Man, so that's still a license. And if you're making figures, you need to get a license.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But like I said, there were two versions of this guy. One came with a huge base. Again, I have no room for it, and the base it's like an extra $50 or something. I'm like, I'm not getting that. So I just got him. He comes like with a regular kind of standard stand like with the crotch holder. He comes with maybe 4 different hands, 2 web effects. So like if you pop off the wrist, he could do like the regular thwip, the thwipping fingers there. But it's like there's like a metal piece that goes around the wrist and it pegs in, so it hides underneath it. So it just looks like the web is coming straight out of his wrist. So like they did some great stuff, and I'm sure some of that is like maybe remolds or recastings rather from the actual official product. So like I said, whatever they did, I'm glad they did what they did because it's a lot cheaper, and especially that's why I did a lot of those pre-orders a while ago for certain things. If I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll definitely pick that up. I was better off doing that because if you wait until it's actually released, then those prices will go straight up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when I pre-ordered him, he was about $130, something like that.
Well, I've seen a few of these companies now where they're doing the pre-order. And what's going on, Tony, from the Clown War Review? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome. I've seen a few of those companies that are doing the pre-order stuff, and some of those guys, they're charging outrageous prices for some of these pre-orders. Like they're a lot more than what you see in the standard store price. Like it's just odd, like how much some of them are.
Yeah, some of them definitely. eBay, forget it. eBay, they're gonna scalp you all the way, man. Because I know there are sellers that have like big businesses over there, but a lot of times they are scumbags through and through. They'll charge a crazy price, like hot toy prices, and then like an extra $60 to $100 on shipping. I'm like, that's bullshit. Who would do that? That's ridiculous. But yeah, there's a Comic Sanctorium, I believe it's called. They usually have really great kind of pre-order prices and shit. But yeah, so anyway, this thing is really cool, and like I said, I had fun shooting it. I might shoot one more video, one more turnaround. I have kind of like the standard way that I normally shoot these things, but I did a lot where like he's with somebody else because again the posability on him is fantastic. So I might grab the Doc Ock as well. The only thing is like every time I shoot him or I take him out to put him in the light box, he's so big and the arms take up so much space. It's kind of tricky and drives me a little bit crazy. But I don't know if I can get him in a decent pose and nothing will fall or break. I might do another video to put onto this one. But anyway, this shit was fun.
That's one of the things I did for shooting mine. I had to find something else to shoot mine on because all I had initially was like a plastic table and then up against the wall the best I could. So I created a small like box enclosure, but I looked at it and it's like, well, how much room do I really need to film most of these Transformers? And I said, whatever I need, I'm going to at least double that just in case I run into a problem like Vinnie has. So I made it. I made it almost 2 feet wide by 2 feet high. Like it's this big freaking like open space, like half, like a 3/4 box. I just didn't put a top on. That's all I didn't do.
Mine's 24 inches all around. So I'm like, oh, I thought this was big enough. Nope. I got some stuff that like, the wingspan, or I did that one review on the horse. That thing was a pain in the ass to shoot. And it still looked kind of off because I had to get in there a little bit closer. So when you see, like I had the Clint Eastwood on the horse, he looks a little bit small in the video, but in person, like the scaling is perfect. So I'm like, son of a bitch. Like I should have built it a little bit bigger because the way I designed the light box as well, like I could fold it all up. Like I have Velcro pieces on it, and I could fold it up when I'm done and kind of put it away.
Yeah, see, I didn't do that. I'm like I said, I'm pretty sure it's 2. It might actually be bigger, I went out and bought like that big oh god, what is that? It's like that foam board.
Yeah.
The big long foam boards. Actually, I think those foam boards are more like 3 feet.
Yeah. Well,
So
yeah.
that's what I
use.
use. The big foam boards.
Yeah, I got
And
the foam boards. Yeah, I measured and cut them all. The way that I laid the tape out and everything, like I kind of like really like I thought about how I could fold this up the proper way. Yeah, dude, it works. I just need it to be a little bit bigger, and that's kind of I'm kicking myself in the ass. Or again, I didn't know, right? Because if you go online, excuse me, if you go online and you still like if you look for a light box to get or whatever, they're typically either about 12 to 14 inches normally, and then the bigger ones are about 20 to 24 inches. You don't really see too many that are like 36 inches or bigger than that. So I'm like, all right, I guess 24 inches would be pretty good to build this thing at. I was wrong.
You were wrong again. R said that Spider-Man looks like a guy posing. No pun intended. They did an amazing job.
Oh, they truly did, because like the musculature that they put in there too. It's really interesting. And I feel like some parts of him have like a little bit of padding underneath. It feels like, but again, he's got great range of motion. He's got a good tilt like side to side at the waist, good turn. Like Hot Toys, they don't normally think about that much stuff, or they'll put it and then, like you said, they'll have mostly like rubbery looking kind of costumes and shit that restrict all that movement. So it's like, why did you put all those joints in there or use a body that had all these joints if you're going to restrict the hell out of the movement anyway? But this thing, like you said, and you pointed out, since it's cloth material, you get a lot of posability, you get a lot of movement. That's a good thing. I love when companies try something different.
Well, it kind of it baffles me a little bit, because if you go back in the day and you look at the ones that came out in the 70s with Mego, those things were all cloth outfits, and even back then, the posability on those things were amazing compared to a lot of the other toys that were out there. I mean, the only other thing that I think was comparable to them was the old GI Joes.
Yeah, I think you're right. GI Joes are like, they're one of the few figures that were like that. We're talking like the original ones too, but no, it's cool. If companies could do it and they could do it right, yeah, go for it.
Absolutely.
Make your cloth material and everything. Dude, it's awesome, man. Great stuff with this. But if they slim down behind his leg a little bit more, like you could probably get even more range with that double jointed knee. But as it is, I mean, it's still fantastic. This thing is a 10 out of 10, especially for something that's unlicensed. Holy crap, man! Beautiful.
How long do you think it'd be before they figure out a way to make that double jointed knee where it actually looks like he's got a legitimate kneecap?
Some places I'd say not so much on these figures, but I've seen them like on SH Figure Arts and stuff like that. They've gotten pretty close to getting a more natural look out of a double jointed knee. A lot of the Japanese figures, they really think about that stuff.
Well, I would think that probably the easiest way to do it is wherever the connection point is in between the two double joints, just have the kneecap there, and then have basically like a rounded out section on the bottom half of the shin and the top half of the thigh, so that knee would sit right in the middle when you straighten it up. I would think that would be an easy way to solve that.
You know what? I might actually do a review on one of my. I have a couple of SH Figure Arts. I love like the Street Fighter line that they did, because they're like the classic Street Fighters. And I have a Vega that it's pretty much like that. The way that they did it, like they have a sculpted knee that's going from the thigh. So like you have the regular, like those nice muscles, it goes into the knee. And then when it's all together like that, it looks seamless. But when you go to bend it, it's like a ball joint underneath. And like you said, yeah, the back top part of the calf and the top part of the hamstring is a little bit like rounded out. So yeah, again, like I said, there are companies that they know what they're doing, and they just need to implement that a little bit more with some of the the 1/6 scale, these 12-inch figures.
You know what? The companies that own all the franchises to this and are actually working on this, pay attention, take notes.
Oh yeah, well, dude, that's why if they're not doing it, these third parties definitely are, man, and they're hitting home runs. There's a couple of them that my jaw hit the floor when I saw them. But I'm not going to spoil anything. I know I got one that's coming, and when he does, I'll talk about, like, there's a company that did an official character, and then there's the third party that just got released, and the third party looks like the official figure, and the official figure looks like a third party. It's insane. I don't know how they do it, but man, they just keep getting better and better.
Hey, CJH, what's going on? Is it just me or is Twitter down? I see Twitter still up. And I got, before you go on with that, Vin, there's one in the chat here for you from Greg.
What's that? Booster is the most retarded form. I'm not going to say that on your channel. Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree. Dude, that's why I always make fun of Fauci with that shit, because I don't believe in any of that crap. Don't put poison in your body, folks. Take your vitamins.
You're wrong, Greg. You're wrong.
Should we send the Fauci after him?
Yeah.
Where is he? Which one you got? Do I got it up? I got it up. You guys, I am science. I got my finger up my nose through 5 masks. I know what I'm talking about. Get your boosters. Take your liquid cocaine. Whatever you got to do. Elvis did it. And AIDS. I created that too. But anyway, your boosters, everybody, take them.
Just the science.
Fuck that globalist piece of shit. Don't take it. Don't take that poison. Get your vitamins and everything over at band.video or infowars.com. Thank you very much. It's been a while, I know. But like I said,
Feels good.
I still haven't touched this shitty coof, so I don't want to go too far with it because it'll rip up my throat. But yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know, CJ. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still seeing everything. So as far as I know, it's still up. Not unless they're fooling me there too. Boosters for life.
Yeah, well, hold on.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's working for me. I refreshed it. It's working.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy trying to pretend to be me. What's going on here? Hey, you can't be the real Baldwin. I'm the real Baldwin.
Baldwin, just take your shots, people, or I'm going to come door to door and shoot you.
Reload that question.
We'll find out who the culprit was. I've been stressed. I've been waiting to figure it out. We're going to get to the bottom of who shot those people.
Hey, 1776. Yeah, right. Now, this is an amazing looking figure, though. I mean, I don't think I've seen like a Spider-Man this good in a while. I mean, I know you showed the other one off, and I thought that one looked all right, but once again, the outfit looked like too rubbery to me. It just
because you could see all the joints in that other figure. Like, I like it a lot. Don't get me wrong, that thing is beautiful. What was it? The Tom Holland one. But I don't know. This cloth one was just so much fun, man. I took it out of the box right away. You could just put it into any pose, and like you said, it looks like an actual legit person. In some of the poses, and the way that they did the butterfly joints in the shoulders as well. They did the rotation of like the bicep articulation, like it's not really there. It's more connected to the shoulder. So it feels like that's solid, but the way that it is, it feels so natural, like the way that to pose it, and it stays rounded, unless you're actually doing like that crisscross pose over here where you can see like it caves in a little bit. But other than that, it still looks very natural, So yeah, but anyway, I'm a stickler when it comes to that kind of stuff, because when I was doing the toy design work, I always wanted to have better articulation in these figures. And Todd was always against the multi-jointed stuff, and he waited until he did all of his outsourcing to China, and more people want articulation, so they started to put it like in all of like those DC figures and shit. But they still haven't thought about things properly. That's why a lot of them, they have shitty articulation, like those McFarlane ones. But even though there's a lot of joints, you can't really get them into that many poses. You have to be smart about how and where you're going to put those joints,
No, what's going on, Tom? Mr. Hanks has joined us.
Holy crap. It'd be great if Ghislaine is that's one of the names that she mentions because they said they're going to drop 8 names.
Oh, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, you definitely got to watch that one, RR. I remember seeing that one. That was wow. That figure looks amazing too.
Yeah. This Goblin's fantastic. That's why I had to put him in here. I just took one quick shot, but I have him. I did 2 rotations with them on the base. So yeah, you'll see him in this video too when I got it up. But yeah, he's fantastic, and he's third party. So Toys or Susu Toys. I'm not that sure how to pronounce it, but it's SOO Toys basically. But yeah, man, they are doing just amazing figures. They did a bunch of stuff. They have 2 figures that are coming out from the Amazon show, The Boys. They did Billy the Butcher. I have him. There's a review up on my site as well. I love that figure. The likeness is so damn spot on. He's got a beautiful freaking coat has a bendy wire in it, so you can move it whichever way you want. He comes with like an arsenal of weapons. The baby with the glowing eyes that he used like to kill people. Amazing. And Homelander is going to be coming out, and I think it's like a month or 2. But yeah, dude, they look incredible.
Whatever happened to that series anyway?
They're still doing it, man. It was like the #1 show. Every time they drop it, it beats everything.
Yeah, because it just seems like it's been a really long time since the last season came out.
Oh, because of the coof.
Yeah.
Everything got delayed, you know. But yeah, it's been a
Walt
while.
Disney in the house too. Look at this.
Say that again.
We got Walt Disney in the house too. This is crazy. Got Alec Baldwin, Tom Hanks, and the Walt Disney. Well, at least Pelosi ain't here.
Don't speak too soon. She's always a lurking, but I don't have her.
Absolutely, RR. They do need to get their shit together, and that's one of the things that we talk about. There's some of these companies that are doing it right. I think a lot of the things that Hasbro are doing, they're doing it right. Or do they have some misses? Absolutely. There's a few things I think they really failed on. Like the majority of that Bumblebee line, I think is just absolute trash. There's a few gems in there, but the bulk of it just looks like garbage.
Yeah. Those Studio Bumblebee figures. Yeah, the majority of those things are shit. I think I picked up 1 or 2 of them thinking that they might be pretty good, and I'm like, oh, this is really cheap. It was like low quality stuff.
Now, when you're talking about the 86 studio versions and the Kingdom versions, and of course, like the ones preceding it, Earthrise and Siege, they were all done great. They were spectacular. I mean, once again, in between a few misses, but for the most part, they've been absolutely fantastic with everything that they've been putting out lately.
Yeah.
And even Mattel with their relaunch of the Origins line with Masters of the Universe, those amazing. Like I'm really thinking about saving up to get the Castle Grayskull when that comes out. I'm really considering it.
Dude, hey, if you get space, I know it's tough, but yeah, I'm sharing for the guys again. You wanted to see if you had it, again, we're on here, but later take a look at the video itself. But yeah, here's some shots of the Green Goblin. And like Chris Fisk said it too. He's like, "Holy crap!" He goes, "When you have the third-party figures that look more legit than the official figures, it's insane." But yeah.
Like look at that Spider-Man compared to the one you just had out there. Oh, I'm sorry, this one just doesn't cut it to the other one for me.
But in person, this thing feels really good, and he's solid. The joints all lock in great. It's hard to describe because I have 3 Spider-Man figures. I have the PS4 version, and he's got like the whole suit. It's really interesting how they did it because the muscles are like sculpted into the suit, and it is more rubbery. But it is fantastic. It's gorgeous. This one I got. I pulled the trigger on my birthday for this. I said fuck it because I had the Mysterio. But I was really happy with this thing. I was surprised at how amazing this thing really is. But the one I just got, he is a ton of fun because of all the cloth material and how you could just pose him in any which way you want, And then like I could use those you know, like these metal bases that have like the clamps on them, and just I can get them in any pose, you know, and I don't have to worry because the way that this suit is on this guy, like if I put a clamp around here and it's held too long, you know, as soon as you open up, it's gonna rip that shit over time. It's gonna damage the suit. You know, that's why like I prefer cloth. And that's what's cool about this guy too, because yeah, he has like a rubber suit underneath, but he has the cloth on top as well, so that you know it's gonna hold. You're not gonna have any damage. Plus, the material they use is really thick too. Like I'm like, all right, they did their homework on that. Oh, there was another.
Oh no.
Yeah, I did. I reviewed that. He's up on the site. But yeah, this thing is killer. Yeah, definitely, it's worth taking a look at those videos. So I've done Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus. Those two were third party. Mysterio's legit. Do I have any other Spider-Man villains? I don't think so. Looking around right now, no, I don't think I have any other ones. But yeah, no, they've been doing a great job. Release more, please.
That's right. Give everybody what they want. Yeah. Looks like it was ripped out of a Ditko panel.
Absolutely, man. RR, you're 100% right, brother. And that's why I like this too, because it is more accurate to the comic book stuff. Because I know like they did a third party of the Willem Dafoe Green Goblin, but they don't have a Willem Dafoe face. It was just, you know, that kind of Power Rangers looking suit. And a lot of people got that. The glider, I'll tell you one thing, the glider looked absolutely mind-blowing. Incredible. It had the pistons and everything. I was tempted, but when I saw promos of this guy being released, I said, no, I'm going to wait. I want the original look, you know, from the comics. You know, that's what I did here. I pulled the trigger on this guy. And again,
awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful figure, man. Oh, everything right over there. Oh, the dog?
Yeah. I heard my name.
I said dog, and look, Nancy Pelosi popped up. Hello,
well, it's kind of what RR's saying. She has the muzzle mandate.
Yeah, someone should muzzle that bitch.
Did you ever get the Toys era Green Goblin figure from Sam Raimi?
No. That's what I was talking about. No, I didn't get that guy. I waited and I pulled the trigger on this one.
Oh no, Simu Liu dogs. Look, you can't eat them on my show, Simu. Just stop.
Oh,
I won't have that here.
That's insane. Oh yeah. Here's another like. See, the one thing about these guys, and like they do think about like what they are doing with the quality. Like this looks amazing, same figure, but he could actually get into the pose for like from the movie. That's pretty damn awesome. But it's just like, how far are you gonna push it? You know, this isn't mine. This is somebody else. I went to a Facebook group, and some people put like really, really killer poses. But yeah, like I said, you could get really good things out of these. Just I wouldn't keep something like this in that pose because you are gonna get stressing all over that suit, and shit could rip. But something like that third party, dude, that thing's gonna hold up.
Especially if you got it in a case with some kind of lighting where the lighting starts heating up that rubber material.
Oh yeah, man. Because you never know. You don't know what the fuck they're using. A lot of their figures, especially early on Hot Toys, they use that fake leather shit, and anything that had that, it would flake off completely, and you have like, you know, whatever, you spent $200-300 on a figure and it's ruined.
Yeah, well, that kills me because I've heard that one a few different times. And I know we were talking about that before, and I was talking to somebody else, and they had said the same thing. Yep. Yet the early pleather that they used to use on some of the figures from the 80s, like I got that big, like 12-inch tall Indiana Jones figure.
Yep.
That was a pleather they used on his jacket and his belt loop and everything like that with the gun holster, and it's all intact. It's all intact when I brought it back. Like there was no, like, there was a few cracks here and there, but it wasn't like cracked like it was falling apart. There was just like a few crease cracks, probably from my dad piling shit on it.
That's crazy. Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. It's I guess it's whatever company they're using, whatever kind of material they're using. But yeah, for the most part, the ones at Hot Toys, they were shit. Because I remember a lot of people flipped out. I guess the one of the first Bucky figures, the Winter Soldier. He had a jacket that they said like within just a couple of months disintegrated completely, and everybody flipped the fuck out. I'm like, well, I never, I had no interest in it, so I didn't care. But yeah, it's crazy. Thanks, man. Yeah, yeah. I don't know, dude. Like, there's stuff that I kind of liked about the Sam Raimi one, and there's shit that I didn't. But yeah, definitely. If you're gonna give me a 1/6 scale that's more accurate to comic book, yeah, I'm gonna get that.
Absolutely, because that's what most of us grew up on. So
For sure,
I mean,
man.
obviously, that's going to hold a little bit better. More of a higher spot. In our collecting eyes, at least.
Right. But here's the thing, though, man. I know, like at the time too, yeah, budget and technology was slightly off. Like if I'm sure if Raimi did it now out of nowhere, yeah, he'd probably get a little bit more accurate. But I remember seeing he had the big maquette of that thing. It was like, I don't know, 2 to 4 feet. Like the sculpt work they did on it was incredible. But like he had a slightly more of a look of Hobgoblin rather than Green Goblin, but it looked incredible. And they had an animatronic kind of like mask that he was wearing, so you got all those kind of awesome expressions and shit. It was more accurate to Ditko, like the way that they did it. Even like the lenses that are over the eyes, it looked incredible. But they said Willem Dafoe had final say, and he, for some reason, he chose that solid mask instead, which I don't understand. That I'm happy in this movie, the one that just came out, they pretty much did, like, he got rid of that mask right away because his face is so great anyway. At this point he doesn't need it. They just kind of gave him, like, he had like his hoodie that got destroyed and shit, so it looked more accurate to what the comics were. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I thought he was amazing in that fucking movie. I'm waiting for either third party or Hot Toys to actually release photos or something, because if you don't make that version the same Raimi from, well, whatever, the updated Green Goblin from this last movie, if they don't do it, they are literally fucking retarded. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh, and just in case anybody wants to check out that video that Vinnie had on the Green Goblin, I'm gonna. Hopefully, this will come through.
Okay. Put it in there. Sweet.
I can never tell from StreamYards. I'm assuming it went through properly, but who knows?
I see it on my end over here, but yeah, it should have gone through. But yeah, dude,
Okay.
thanks, brother. But yeah,
No,
again, these things are killer, man. Yeah, and anytime I get a chance, I can't. There's a lot of things I missed because I don't have the money for it, or I pre-ordered shit a long time ago. I'm like, oh, I can't. My hands are tied. But yeah, the ones that are going to be coming, I still have some really cool figures that should be arriving in a month or so.
Well, CJH, you know what? CJH, he says, whenever there's a figure with a fancy box, I have to get it. Well, I mean, number one, they should do fancy box. They want to draw you in because the packaging is really what's going to sell it.
Yeah.
Because you could have the greatest figure in the world, but if you got it in a really shitty looking box that's not showing off how great this thing looks, it's going to kind of ruin it for a lot of people because they're going to be like, well, the box looks cheap. How good can the figure be? I mean, presentation is everything.
Yeah, it really is. And we used to have those conversations too at McFarlane because I knew 2 of the people who were doing like the design work on the boxes. And yeah, you need an artistic eye for sure. And you really have to, like, work layout and what's what I'm looking for? Graphic design. You really need to know your shit when it comes to all that.
It's funny you should mention that because I'd heard stories originally that they were going to use him as an older version at one point. That actually started before the first Joker movie was like officially announced. They were saying something about that.
That's a missed opportunity that they never got him to play the Joker. Complete missed opportunity.
Could you imagine a younger Willem Dafoe playing the Joker?
Nobody would have done it better because his Goblin. I mean, his Goblin's pretty much it is a version of like a Joker kind of thing, but more fucked up, I'd say, because he has to, because of the serum and everything, how his mind is getting warped. But he's more kind because he's a fucking genius on top of it. But yeah, to do the Joker, which is like just pure, psychotic and manic and crazy in every fucking possible way, dude, he would have hit a home run.
Yeah, the original He-Man figures had great packaging, and that's why Mattel did not miss that opportunity to reuse something that looked very akin to the original packaging. I mean, it was well done. I mean, there was a few other, and I forget who put out the real Ghostbusters when they re-released those as like a retro re-release, but they used the exact same type of packaging that those original figures did too. And you see the same thing with the G.I. Joe line from Hasbro, where they got these scaled down figures. Granted, they're 10 times more articulated than the original ones used to be, but they're putting them in similar packaging to the old G.I. Joes.
Right. And what's the one common thing with all those figures in that packaging? You could see them nice and clear in the clamshell. There's nothing that's really in front of them hiding them, maybe other than like their name that's like on a sticker or some shit. You know what I mean? And that's they should get back to a little bit more, because people see the actual figure, the product they're going to be getting, rather than covering them all up. Like, I hate the packaging on the last couple of lines of the Transformers, because you can't see shit. You can't see the figure. They're covered up by all that cardboard and everything else. You could just see a little bit. Yeah, like the chest.
That's why I was so surprised when I first seen the Quintesson set, the Pit of Judgment, how it's just a big open panel and you could see everything that's in that set. I was like, wow, that that looked, just the presentation on that alone looked amazing.
Oh, absolutely, man. Because they had to, because it's a giant diorama thing. You have to see what the fuck you're getting, and that was the whole kind of purpose of it, right? So like, you just slide it out and boom, you have a fucking playset, pretty much a whole diorama scene.
I know. I'm telling you, I cannot wait to have that room and have that thing set up in there. That it's going to be nice too. I'll be able to dig out my Unicron figure and finally display him again. Nice. I haven't displayed that thing in probably like 10 years.
How big is that one?
Oh, that one's like it's well over 2 feet.
Wow.
It was from the I'm trying to think which line that was. The Armada line. So that was quite some time ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that one before, CJH. So Disney stole an idea from a fan film, but then I may have borrowed the clip of the seismic charge from my channel. So shh, don't tell YouTube. What's going on, Chris Fisk?
Hey, Chris, how you doing, brother?
Insane. Dude, if you did not see it, I would highly suggest rewinding to the beginning, seeing that diorama set, and then checking out the Spider-Man that Vinnie showed off. Holy shit, amazing looking stuff.
Cool stuff, man. Yeah.
I think we both brought 10 out of 10 today.
I think so, man. And like I said, it was kind of a fluke, too. I wasn't expecting this thing to arrive. I'm like, when is this effing thing coming? It was 52 days in the mail on the nose. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I looked it up yesterday. I'm like, oh, it's in the States. Well, that's good. Maybe I'll get it in another week or two. And then, bam, it came today. So, but like I said, I should have the full review up, I think, by Saturday.
Oh, or one of these days I will dig that thing out and I will show it here. I won't show it on going old school. I'll show it here first. But the only problem is it's buried behind about, I don't know, good 15 other totes right now, because they were the first totes that I had with me before I brought all the stuff back from my dad's house. So it's buried all the way in the back of the room.
Damn.
I will get to it eventually, dig it out, and I will do a full video on it. It's a really nice looking figure. It's awesome, but it's huge.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. Yeah, because like I said, I haven't done Devastator yet because he's so big, and I need to get more work done before I could definitely make the time to break him down and do it all. Because I'm going to be taking your advice, Tommy. I'm going to be doing them in segments. I'll probably do them all together first.
Yeah, it's the easiest way to do something.
Yeah, and then do mini ones. But yeah, it's insane.
Nice. Yeah, there's some people out there do some amazing diorama work with some of the figures and everything.
Oh my god, yeah. Dude, like I said, I'm in a couple of toy groups on Facebook. Like I'm rarely on Facebook. I usually just drop my links and fucking leave. But every now and then I'll take a look in a group and just see like what some of these people are doing. Holy shit, man! The setup that some of these people have, the work that they could do with, like, again, making those diorama things like out of foam and God knows what else. Holy shit, man! My hat
Well,
goes
I mean,
off to them.
well, it takes me back to the day, like before they were doing dioramas for figures and everything, just like back in the day when they were doing the dioramas for train sets and everything like that. Like the amount of detail and work some of those people would put into it. Now, I remember there was this place, I want to say it was in Jersey. This guy had like a museum with all these gigantic diorama sets with all these like HO scale, or was it HO scale? Yeah, HO scale train sets. Like humongous cities, landscapes, like fields, like everything you could think of that you would see when you're driving down the road, passing like train tracks and everything. This guy had in all these different sets, and he had like so many different ones. It was like amazing.
Wow,
the amount of work and detail and everything that he put into them. I can't even imagine how many years this guy must have spent making these things.
Right. Red says, I do amazing diarrhea work. Bless you, Red.
Nice.
Dude, have you seen some, like, there's some people like on YouTube where they do these incredible elaborate kind of like again, like these diorama type things, but like they're using like acrylic as well to make like lakes and shit, but they do them like in these boxes so you could see like the water inside, and they make it look like they're fish that are swimming in there and all this kind of other sea life and shit. Dude, like there's a couple of them I saw where my jaw hit the floor. I'm like, what the? Like they look just incredible pieces of artwork. It's like, what do you do with them though? Like once you have it all done, it looks incredible, but then what do you do with it? Because it's a solid piece, and like and they'll put in like with the metal wires and shit and plug in like plant life, and I don't know how they do it, but yeah, it's pretty. It's an art form. That's 100%.
It definitely is. Definitely is.
Wire
like
work.
CH. See, this is why I hardly ever look at the news. I look at a few news articles here and there, but for the bulk of it, I just don't even watch it because I just don't want to get sick to my stomach.
Well, sure, man. You got all these fucking globalists destroying the world right now in every possible way. Dude, Canada is falling faster than you could imagine.
Oh no, Chris, what are you doing? The future of Comicsgate rests in your hands. What are you doing?
Dude, be careful with that shit.
Yeah, he's up in the game for everybody. Just when you think he's stopped, he's already plotting the next course of how to outdo everybody.
Just be careful with those fumes, brother. Make sure you got a properly ventilated area. You got your masks, but legit mask, not like some little shitty fucking one.
Wear a cloth mask.
just grab me a t-shirt and put it over your nose. No. No, get a proper setup, brother. Those fumes are lethal.
Chris, you wouldn't have to worry about those fumes if you got your booster.
Well, he still would. Holy.
Yeah. See, and that's another reason. It's another reason I just don't watch that shit.
Yeah, man, it's too depressing.
Frankie, I can't work a 2D printer. Maybe a Walt Special Brew. Oh no,
right? He needs a damn computer again, man. He's got like this one that died. And I'm like, dude, get a cheap one and fucking come on streams.
Absolutely. You don't need a whole lot. I've seen people that just work from their phones.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, fucking StreamYard eats up the battery like crazy on that.
I know. Well, every time I would, because early on, because my internet was so bad, when I was up north, I took my laptop when my laptop is slow. So I would go on my phone to try to go on streams, but man, it would heat up that phone so fast. What I'd do is I'd take the cover off and I would hold an ice pack to the back of my phone just to keep it cool so it wouldn't burn up on me.
Oh my God. Well, don't forget, extreme cold also destroys those fucking phones. It's extreme hot.
With the amount of heat, but the amount of heat it was generating, it was just keeping it an even keel. Yeah, it was keeping it an even keel temperature.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dead people don't worry about fumes.
Get your booster.
You're crazy, Fisk. You're crazy.
You can't get more stories about warp bubbles and dino embryos. TLM 29, what's going on? Hope I'm not too late. Yeah, well, we're actually getting towards the end already. The really cool diorama set that I showed is very, very much in the beginning. Probably like the first, 30 minutes or so?
I think so, yeah. First 20 minutes.
And then after that, Vinnie showed this incredible third-party Spider-Man that he picked up.
Mm-hmm.
He will be making a video for that, which eventually will be dropping to his channel. So make sure you keep watching out for that.
Yeah, it should be this weekend because I shot pretty much all of it. I think I just want to try to get that Dr. Octopus in a shot if I could. But yeah, I got to see how.
Oh, speaking of fake doctors, our Lord and Savior is here.
Oh, shit.
We got them all today. You know, I don't know who is spending the time to create all those different accounts, but I appreciate and I applaud your efforts.
We got another fake. But he's spreading my gospel. Remember, you can also pick your nose through your mask, just like me, the science.
It's Faustini, all powerful.
Holy shit.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. You guys are the best. Yeah, I swear, everybody in the chat had me dying. Dave had me dying the whole time.
Love the chat. We don't love the Fauci though.
Yeah, we sent a. I mean, everybody's convinced it wasn't an ass candle that I sent to Walton. Everybody thinks it's a Fauci candle.
Oh my god, you should send that to Fauci. Frankie's right. Light a candle for Fauci and send it to him. And make it a Tommy one.
George, there's a real George. We need a holiday special of all these fan accounts.
Hey George, you still making Star Trek movies? I'm done with Star Trek. You know, I'm gonna hop on my DeLorean and I'm gonna ride on out into the sunset.
On to the set of Indiana Jones 6.
Oh fuck, we're still not done with that piece of shit. Boycott it, and boycott Kathleen Kennedy and her shit breath. It's more toxic than the fumes that Chris Fisk is using right now on those 3D printers.
Well, I don't know. I kind of heard this story. It was going around the old Shotgun and Emma warehouse, and they were saying that you're going to be riding off on Kennedy in the next Indiana Jones film.
Listen, I got late breaking news. She's going to be fired tomorrow. I put it on Reddit.
No, there's no way she's going to be fired because my hand wasn't on the trigger.
I'm going to help you find the culprit. I heard it was a bald one. Was it Danny?
Well, I'll tell you, it wouldn't have happened if they would have just made love to their toasters.
Lando, you look different. Is your dick still in a toaster?
You better believe it, pal. And if you didn't swindle me out of my ship, I would have been in the exhaust ports of that thing, too.
It's my ship. Although you had sex with it.
I was in there before you were.
Clean it out. I got the Wookiee with the hose. But he used his hose on my wife. That whore.
What's going on, Master? The Queen. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Please exit my chat. I don't want the Queen to die in my chat.
Isn't she already dead?
I'm pretty sure they've already embalmed her.
Just like Biden, they just got like some puppet master controlling them. Did you see his speech? Fucking, or they got him. They had him do a Q&A. Oh my God! What a fucking dumpster fire that turned out to be. He was like, "There, what good are Republicans? I'm the greatest president. Show me someone better than me." You can't. What the fuck is going on? He
He's so
destroyed the
delusional.
country in every possible way, and he's like, "Who's a better president than me?" What? Anyone's a better president than you.
And did you see it? Like they had that interview with Kamala, and she was sounding worse than Biden.
Because she is worse.
Like
she's Montel Williams' old shit rag.
Like you could see that Biden is like legitimately trying to finish a sentence. It didn't even look like she was trying to start one.
Oh my God. Well, again, like if we had one of the same people here, like because ETEP kept showing it, that's her. She's one of the same people. Instead of making that noise, she does that cackle.
Oh, we're ruled by reanimated corpses.
They're doing Weekend at Bernie's. They can only do it for so long, though. They're going to have him either fall down a flight of stairs or give him coof. Or he's going to fall down the flight of stairs while he has coof, and his hands are covered in fecal matter because he keeps pooping on himself.
And Air Force One is going to go down in flames with Kamala on, and they're going to put Pelosi in.
Oh, my God. Yeah, they're going to do something. Because the Pelosi's like, you peasants, it's going to be me, Empress. Pelosi.
The following proceeding by Pelosi has been sponsored by Seagram 7 and 7.
She's going to get her black robes, and she's going to be walking around like the Emperor. Get me that Luke Skywalker. Lightning bolt shooting out of her scotch glass.
Ugh. Probably shooting out of the wrinkles and folds. Worst apocalypse ever. We got zombies and then they put them in charge.
Yeah.
That's the truth,
Straight
though.
up, brother. Straight up.
Yeah, what makes people believe that you aren't cognitively fit to be present? I have no idea. Next.
Oh my God, that was the funniest. Yeah. I forgot about that. Thanks, Red. Oh, shit. I don't know. They're crazy.
Hey, Sleepy Joe's in the chat.
Oh my God.
He fell asleep at the keyboard and wound up in the wrong place.
They're all here. This is unbelievable.
I know, right? This has been a star-studded freaking chat. I don't know how I draw them out. See, they know the guinea pigs are the best.
They are the best. It's because of Cliff Jumper. They saw Cliff Jumper and everyone wanted to be over here.
Oh yeah, you know, I was actually surprised he gave me no fight for that video. Really, I was actually shocked. Usually he gives me a hard time.
What does he do?
No, he tries to squirm away. Like he doesn't mind being on video as long as he's in complete control.
Oh, okay. Much like Pelosi.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, the other pigs, they don't care for the most part. Like, I pick them up, hold them to the camera, they don't care at all. Jumper is the only one that gives me a hard time. If I try to pick them up and hold them a certain way to the camera, he's like, "No, Daddy, this is not the way I want to do it."
You need to get him a top hat.
Yeah, he was none too happy when I put him in the Halloween outfit. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because he wanted a pimp outfit.
Well, they ran out of all the good outfits, and here's the problem: Jumper's a big boy, and he doesn't fit in most of the outfits.
Uh-oh. Are you fat shaming your guinea pig?
I would never do that. Jumper has standards. He does have standards. He's a diva pig like Lizzo.
Got my hands done. Oh shit.
The difference, though, at least Jumper's actually adorable.
That's also true. Way more adorable than Lizzo.
Oh God, that's scary. Ugh.
On solo.
Oh man, but no, this has been a lot of fun. I want to thank everybody in the chat. I'm actually supposed to have an outro, but unfortunately, because of time constraints and everything that was going on today, I missed out by probably, I don't know, an hour of editing to get it done. I want to make something spectacular for the ending this time of the shows, where we're showing off everybody for United Underground and some of our close associated friends with it and everything.
Yep.
I want to do it, and I want to do it right. I want to do something where everybody's going to get to shine a little bit in this outro, and hopefully it helps them out some. I mean,
Nice.
I would like to help myself out, but I tell you, YouTube has got it out for me.
Yeah.
And I'm over the past 3 months, I'm at like a plus 17, but somehow I'm still sitting at 611.
Yeah, dude, I saw that. You showed 3 different numbers, and it's plus this, plus that, and it's still the same. It's ridiculous what they're doing to you, man. But hey, by the way, since you did mention United Underground, tomorrow I should have my first United Underground Friday stream, and I'll have on a great guest as well. Raven Monroe should be there, so check that out. She's a great creator. She's got the Maki the Witch. I believe it's issue 3. She's gonna be talking about. But she's a fantastic creator. A friend of the channel as well. Just a total sweetheart. When you see her, you know what I'm talking about. She's just bubbly and fun. You're gonna love her projects. So definitely check that out. It'll be about 5 p.m. tomorrow. Tommy should be there too, as long as he's free. I'll be dropping a link for him as well. Chris Fisk, a couple of others too. But if Red's around, because I know sometimes he's got the gaming nights. But if he's around, I'll definitely be dropping him a link. We're gonna have a good time. So check that out at Vinnie Art.
Make sure you guys check that out. Vinnie's Vinnie's link, and all his links to his projects are down in the description below. And I see Ancient One jumped in, and Ancient One is also dropping some links for me. Thank you, my friend. Wookiee Supremacy. Tommy and Vinnie should do a cover of Island Boys.
No.
Yeah, I was going to go with no as well.
What the hell
there it is, right there.
Are those guys with the dreads?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard any of their shit. I know of them, but I'm not familiar with it. Oh, by the way, too,
I've seen a short clip, and I was just like, bleh.
it's slightly toy related. Why am I sure? Hold on. I should just pull up the campaign. It's on the campaign. But I do have my standees that are available now on the website as well. I should pull up the website. I'm a spaz today. Hold on.
Remember, guys, you want to check this stuff out. The link to his campaigns is down below. And everything is linked off any of those campaigns if you open one.
Yeah. So check it out because these things are limited. I sold out of pretty much the 20 that I had that they were by themselves. So I added an extra 50 to give people a chance to get the 4-inch standee. They're double-sided. But if you haven't gotten the project at all and you want the standee, I did a combo here as well. There's only 20 of those available over here. So you can get the main cover with the standee for $35 if you guys like. But these standees are awesome. I think I'm going to start doing them on all my campaigns. That way you guys could have like a cool collection of all my characters from all my different projects. So again, it's limited right now because it's so late into the campaign because I'm done with the pencils and inks on this project. I'm literally painting up the last batch of pages. So I'm looking to start fulfillment or get it done by April at least. So it's going to be first quarter. These books should be going out and all these great items with the campaign. But definitely check this out. This thing's beautiful, double-sided. It's acrylic. You got that great base as well with the Kraken on it, character's name. I got my logo too. It's all around just awesome stuff. So
I already know how I'm displaying both yours and Chris's. Like I'm gonna wait till I get them both. I actually remember I was talking about those light boxes for those old those glass the things where they're done from the inside, like the glass to
light these suckers up.
Yeah. I have one of those. I think that's going to make it glow really nice. I think it's going to look amazing. Once I get that, I'll probably at the very least I'll spread it around on Twitters. But you see, you called for her, and here she is, the Empress Pelosi. The new variant is called the Megatron. And what's going on here? Doing well.
Yeah.
YouTube streaming of guinea pigs is totalitarian. Why couldn't I say that? Cool people. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here you go. the Megatron variant needs the Galvatron booster.
That was
It should be
perfect.
game free tomorrow. Uh-oh. Red
Oh,
Gase is
sweet.
going to be available. Nice.
Excellent.
Sea
Sweet,
monkey
yeah,
looking.
definitely dropped him. What was that?
He said sea monkey looking dudes. Talking about the island boys.
Oh my god, yeah. What a bunch of mugshots.
Wookie, that's the gayest thing you said this morning. And before we get out of here, I got Ancient One with a fake super chat. A colossal sized bag of premium lettuce and premium carrots for Tommy the guinea pig, his wife, and the guinea pig pups, so that they can week in complete happiness. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. But guys, if you have not back Shadow of the Kraken, it is not too late. Get on board. Pick up that new standee. It looks amazing. I can't wait to get mine. And make sure you check out his other books, man. I'm telling you, I've already got Through the Woods. I've got City of Venus. Amazing. I've got the art books, which Vinnie was kind enough to send me number 1 since I screwed up and forgot to order it. Did I forget to order it? Not twice. I forget. No, I forget because I backed a couple of the projects, and I think I went to do an add-on for something, and I screwed it up.
Yeah, that's the stupid thing with the add-on. So yeah, when you go to City of Venus, if you want all 3 books, the Volume 1, Volume 2, and City of Venus, just click this one. It's got the signed book and Volume 2. But when you click it, just scroll a little bit, and you can see on the bottom to do the add-on for the Volume 1. That way, you get all 3 books in one shot. That's awesome. Yeah, that's the easiest way of doing it right now. But yeah. And yeah, I'm going to be working on the sequel to this book as soon as I'm done with the pirate one. And the sequel is going to be 50 pages. All my books from here on out are going to be at least 50 pages. So, yeah, plenty of great stuff. And on that campaign, I'll probably end up doing a standee as well for you guys of these characters. And yeah, every time I release a new issue, I'll do another standee for the characters in the specific book. That way you guys can have a beautiful collection of these killer characters from my Mela art world. And yeah, because it is a connected universe, by the way. So yeah, it's going to be a great thing. You're definitely going to enjoy all of this stuff.
Awesome. All right, guys. I would like to thank everybody, every single one of you who've been in the chat today. I don't even have to mention you by name. You know who you all are. I see you week in and week out, and I do appreciate every single one of you always coming by. I appreciate you retweeting my stuff out, retweeting Vinnie's stuff, Reds. You don't know how much it means to all of us that you do this for us, because it helps a lot, especially with the way YouTube is just always suppressing people. Like this bullshit YouTube with this whole sub count, this shit's going to end sooner or later, because I've got guinea pigs that are infiltrating your corporate headquarters right now, and wires are going to get nibbled in half. You are going to learn the hard way. You don't mess with a guinea pig or the collector. But thank you all for being here. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, everybody. You guys rock. Like I said, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. If you guys are around, come check out the great stream we're going to have tomorrow over on my channel.
Yeah, make sure you're subscribed and stop by. And remember, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent. Later, y'all.
Peace.